Hello, welcome to a short video on social studies, pedagogy, and curriculum for Mountain View School. A team of elementary and middle school educators have been working on these plans, and we wanted to share it with our whole community. Social studies and history are much bigger emphasis in the upper grades, elementary and middle school. Um, for instance, it's half of my teaching responsibility as the humanities teacher. I teach English and history, and the state framework has a lot of content that is outlined to cover. So we've been doing a lot of thinking about how can we reimagine our history and social studies curriculum based on the current world that we live in, and the ideals of being culturally responsive and teaching for social justice. So I'm going to launch into a short presentation here um, that was created by our team. So one of the core parts of our pedagogy and curriculum, or the vision for pedagogy and curriculum moving forward, is Tenants of Teaching, Social Studies, and History. We've adopted these from the UCLA Ethnic Studies Department and Teacher Preparation Program, and they established these four tenets. Number one, question white supremacist construction of knowledge. Two, include anti-essentialist representations. Three, engage in community-grounded praxis. Four, develop students' critical hope, including individual empowerment, collective self-determination, and social transformation. We're going to go into some detail for each of these. So, question white supremacy construction of knowledge. This first tenet is really key. So, some kind of guiding questions to help us think or conceptualize this tenet in our teaching and our design of curriculum is when we're studying a particular topic in history, we ask ourselves the questions: how do you know what you know? Is what you know about a topic, or what you're teaching about it, upholding the ideals of white supremacy? And for whom does this narrative serve? And are we whitewashing history? So the two examples that you see, the visuals here, are examples from textbooks where whole parts of history have been removed or um, kind of manicured to whitewash, take out injustice um, that has been done in American history. For example, um, the slaves that were brought in the Atlantic slave trade between 1500 to 1800 are referred to as workers in this textbook on the left. And the right, it erases the whole experience of the Trail of Tears, which was an enormous injustice to Native American peoples, the First Nations of the Eastern Seaboard, who were forced to move to reservations further west during the 1800s. Um, so both of these experiences in these textbooks are erased or removed. And so we want to make sure that when we're teaching history, we're not doing the same by glossing over some of these unsavory or not so great realities that are the true history of America. Um, Anti-essentialist representations. So the idea of anti-essentialist representations is that when we teach history, we're not just representing um, dead white men with power. We're representing um, all of the different social groups, and especially including social groups that have been marginalized or removed from traditional telling of history in school or in popular culture. And so we want to ask ourselves, what is the dominant narrative about history, and does it include the perspective of those groups that have been marginalized? Um, and when we're telling the story of social groups that have been marginalized, racial and ethnic minorities, um, women, and any other social group that has been marginalized or seen and viewed as less powerful, when we're telling their stories, are we telling them in a way that's stereotypical, or what we call essentialist, or are we telling them in their full kind of truth and complexity? If we're talking about Martin Luther King, are we telling who he was as a full person, or are we stereotyping him as this nonviolent leader? And in doing so, are we painting the civil rights movement in a certain color? When in fact it has a lot of different facets or complexities. So essentially, this is a tenet where we seek to um, a tenet where we seek to include perspectives that are missing in the curriculum, and make sure that we are avoiding stereotypes. The last two are really closely tied to kind of the culture and ethic of our school. Engage in community grounded praxis. So this is the idea of how might our curriculum connect students with their unique histories and communities. So you see a picture here of our students with Rigo at Chicano Park learning about the local history of Chicano Park and Barrio Logan. This is a wonderful example of students learning about history and ethnic studies with the context of local and contemporary history. Um, so, in whenever possible, when we're covering topics in history, if we can connect it to the region, the locality, um, that is going to be more relevant and engaging, and help students to kind of frame their learning about history. And then finally, the last tenet of ethnic studies or social studies pedagogy is individual empowerment, collective self-determination, and social transformation. Um, what opportunities do students have to take action? Um, if as they're learning about social studies and history, what are the current social issues that they can think about and speak up about or take action towards remedying? This is what we're talking here, and how do we help students create their own narratives or counter narratives that counter the dominant narratives about themselves and who they are? So in the curriculum, are we giving students opportunities to see actually there's this dominant culture that has a narrative or a story about certain social groups that students might belong to, and how do we encourage them, empower them to counter those narratives and change the popular notions about culture, identity, etc. The picture here is note to educators: hope required when growing roses in concrete. This is an idea that came from Jeff Duncan Andrade, who's a culturally responsive pedagogue, educator in Oakland, who takes hip hop lyrics and ideas from Tupac to think about instilling hope and empowering young kids to be beautiful and um, make an impact in their community despite some adverse circumstances. Um, so those are the four tenets of social studies pedagogy. We feel really strongly that these encompass the vision that we have for social studies curriculum. that when we're writing curriculum or designing our scope and sequence, that we're keeping these things in mind. Are we questioning white supremacy construction of knowledge that is often unquestioned in textbooks or popular culture? Um, and are we encouraging our students to do that? Um, are we including perspectives that are often left out of history? Um, and are we teaching history about social groups that have been marginalized in ways that are not stereotypical? Are we engaging kids in learning about their own communities, and are we helping them to feel empowered and have critical hope about the future? Um, Also, in this presentation, and I'm not going to jump into it for brevity sake here, I listed kind of some of the outcomes that we we want our kids to have when they leave about around social studies and history, and these incorporate both the four tenets and the historical thinking standards that the UCLA education department has developed for learning about social studies and history. And these are more like concrete academic skills um, around critical thinking, about reading and comprehending information. So those are kind of spelled out here. I'm not going to read them, but I do want to cover to end up here that there are some outcomes that we've adopted as a full school that really connect to the social studies pedagogy that we are envisioning here. That when students leave Mountain View or progress through Mountain View, they're becoming change makers, empathic humans connected to purpose, lifelong engaged learners, contributing community members. If we're teaching history and social studies um, with these four tenets in mind, then students are going to be critical thinkers. They are going to be people who are oriented towards um, having empathy for others and making impactful um, change in their own communities and in the world. Um, People who have a deep understanding of social issues and ideas of what justice looks like. These are outcomes that really are really tied to social studies instruction, and we hope that with the four tenets and this video that you have a better sense of how we can craft our social studies curriculum and lessons to contribute to these core outcomes that students are change makers, lifelong engaged learners, contributing community members, and empathic humans connected to purpose. Thank you for listening to this PD hosted by the um, by me, who represents the social studies and history curriculum team. Uh, Let me know by email if you have any questions about what I have shared in this video. And I hope to continue to have conversations about history and social studies curriculum at Mountain View.